The other tool I'm excited about that we can offer you is Easy DMARC. We can help you get access to their great tool that allows you to go through and get reporting. And we're going to talk about this even more next week when we get into the technical topics around some of these technologies, because as we dial in our email security as a business, our SPF, our DKIM, our DMARC, we have to have reporting because it becomes really difficult to dial that in. I was talking to a customer this morning, and he's like, yeah, every time I turn around, marketing's got a new tool. And I don't know what they're using, and I don't know if it's been properly configured, but they go sign up for a tool, and now they're sending AI marketing messages. And I don't know if those are going through. They're not in our SPF and DMARC records. Well, when you set up a tool like Easy DMARC, you've got a publicly published record that says, hey, if you get email from me, send me a record if it doesn't match my SPF and DKIM. And if it does, send me a record anyways, so that I have that data to put into my dashboard to understand who's sending email as me. So Easy DMARC gives you a great way to do that sort of reporting. Let's go ahead and run it on my one of my testing domains. You can see we got DMARC, SPF, and DKIM properly configured. I can see the details. Now this is just the stuff they do on their public website. The actual product has a lot more data, and it builds you all kinds of reporting on what sort of information you have properly set up in your tenant. So you're able to see who's sending as you. You're able to get dashboards of how much your email is failing, who's spoofing you, what threat actors are after you, what countries they're sending email from. And what's great is that we can do additional layers here. So it's not just SPF and DNS and DKIM and DMARC. I can roll out advanced products that we'll talk about next week, like managed BIMI, MTSTS reporting, TLS reporting, flattening your SPF record. Sometimes some of these companies, they have 20 or 30 services that are sending as their domain, and the SPF record standard only allows 10 lookups. So you can use their tool to flatten your SPF record, review your SPF record, all kinds of DKIM tools. So there's a lot of really great capabilities in this product. And often for IT departments, the real issue is, hey, I just don't know what's going on in my tenant, and I need to know who's sending email as me and when it's failing. And one of the things you run into as an IT person is that you find out mail is not flowing as your company. Like, you get a report that all the mail you're sending is ending up in people's junk mail. It can be really hard as the IT guy to understand why. What am I doing wrong? What is misconfigured? What's happening? Having a tool like Easy DMARC running on your tenant really gives you all the reporting to have a fighting chance to go understand why. Start digging into the records, and you realize somebody changed something in DNS, or one of your third-party tools changed their process for how they securely sign their DKIM records on emails, and you need to go update a record to fix that. Or somebody else put a new tool in front of your email server, and it's now messing with all your emails, right? Somebody on the security team modified something, and now all your emails are getting blocked because they're failing DKIM. There's a lot of variables there, and a tool like Easy DMARC gives you a fighting chance to get ahead of that. We'll dig into this some more next week, because we're going to be talking about some of these topics: BIMI, MTSTS, TLS, RPT. We'll be able to give you some additional details about how those technologies work. But Easy DMARC is a great tool that we can help you do all this reporting, and it's really cost effective. Really, really not very expensive for us to get you on this platform and just get you the data you need. And that actually goes hand in hand with the other project. If you're running your security awareness training, you do one of our Microsoft Defender for 365 hardening projects, we get this product rolled out. You all of a sudden have raised your email game dramatically across the board. You're covering your users in their training. You're teaching them how to avoid phishing. You're watching for those business email compromise. You're making sure your email is coming through really legit and clean. Next week, we'll talk about all the different ways you can make sure your email is easily discernible from counterfeit email. You've got all kinds of layers in place so that your email that's coming from you that's legitimate checks every box, and it's just quick and easy for anybody you're emailing with to be able to understand that the email they're getting from you is legitimate and clean and trustworthy. And that goes a long way in this world. As much noise as we get in email, being able to verify that somebody sent you true, clean, trustable email is an important part of your kind of your business's reputation in the marketplace. So I hope it was helpful. Check back in with us next week for week 4. We're going to dig deep into some technical topics. Going to be a little bit nerdier, but kind of fun stuff. New technology. Some of this stuff has been around for email for many years. I looked it up. It was the early 80s when SMTP and email first started. So email's as old as I am. But some of these new technologies are only a couple years old. So it's kind of fun that there's some new things to play with and some new technologies to help us with verifying our email. So once again, thank you for joining us on the Demystifying Microsoft podcast. Please check in on our website at sourcepassmcoe.com. If you have any questions, you'd like to get in touch with our team about any of these projects, check us out on YouTube and LinkedIn. That's where we post a lot of these videos and a lot of our past contents there. And we appreciate all of you who listened. And we look forward to chatting with you on the next one on the Demystifying Microsoft podcast. Thanks for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.